Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Good afternoon, Xavier Musketeers. Today is March 17, 2023. I'm Alexa Cruiser.
And I'm Anthony Frederickson. Happy St. Patrick's Day. This is Xavier News.
On Monday, March 13th, President Joe Biden approved ConocoPhillips' controversial Willow Project, an $8 million oil drilling project in Alaska, despite the protests and backlash from millions of people. The Willow Project is estimated to produce roughly 600 million barrels of oil over the span of 30 years. This is not without consequences. It's estimated that the oil from Willow, when burned, would add more than 280 million metric tons of climate pollution to the atmosphere over the next 30 years, which is equivalent to the annual emissions from 76 coal-fired power plants. The Willow Project would also negatively affect indigenous communities in Alaska. Biden is expected to restrict the Willow Project in an effort to combat environmental concerns, but it can be expected that environmental groups will take legal action against the Biden administration and the Willow Project.
During a press conference on Monday, the mayor of Glendale, Arizona, Jerry Weirs, announced that the city will be renamed Swift City on March 17th and 18th. This is in honor of Taylor Swift, kicking off her Eras Tour there tonight. Swift's tour will continue through the summer, and she will make her way to Cincinnati on June 30th.
Now let's learn about the beauty of Xavier's campus with Joe Shadle.
So in addition to the excellent education that students receive at Xavier, both inside and outside the classroom, and our various other activities and our great sports teams on campus, Xavier is often also known for its quality landscaping and beautiful campus that students have come to love. Part of that, of course, as a Jesuit Catholic campus, is that we have lots of objects of beauty on campus. So we have crosses in each of our classrooms, we also have stained glass in our chapels, and then we have other objects of beauty across campus, including statues and various forms of sculpture. The idea is that this might inspire students and help increase the likelihood for reflection as we walk back and forth across campus. So two of these statues that Xavier has on campus are the founder of the Jesuits, St. Ignatius Loyola, who is seen coming down the Ignatian stairs between Altar Hall and the library. I love this particular statue because Ignatius is actually physically in motion. He's actually walking down those steps with the students as they go to class. I think this provides us with a sense of Ignatius in motion and always looking ahead and moving forward, rather than just being static and standing there by himself. The statue at Xavier's main entrance to campus, that of St. Francis Xavier, I think is really kind of exciting because Francis is also seen in motion as Ignatius is seen in motion in his statue. One of the questions I like to ask faculty, staff, and students is, do you think that St. Francis Xavier is greeting you as you come in to campus? Or do you think that St. Francis Xavier is actually walking out with you as you leave campus? If you look at the statue closely, you'll see that he's coming down a couple of steps, and he may be greeting you with his hand extended or going forth with you out into the world to make the world a better place. If you look closely at the feet of St. Francis Xavier in this statue, you'll see that he's wearing sandals, and they're actually Japanese sandals. And it helps us to have a sense that Francis Xavier, throughout his life and his ministry, actually realized that he needed to become enculturated among the people that he was actually serving. So this reminds us that we need to enculturate ourselves and better understand the diverse cultures and peoples throughout the world as we go forth to serve them.
I think the statues, they look nice. Francis Xavier by like the little cul-de-sac near Smith, Justice Hall, and CLC, like the top. He was founded the Jesuit movement, and we later named the school after him, so you kind of do want to remember him. Specifically D'Artagnan, I do feel like that adds to the culture of campus. Obviously, he's one of our primary mascots, the other being the Blue Blob. So it is good to just remember those individuals, I'd say.
Circle K has recently announced their newest frosty drink, Mountain Dew Purple Thunder. This is coming during the 1-year anniversary of the original Purple Thunder beverage, which has quickly become a fan favorite. Fans can look forward to trying this new twist on the plum berry drink when Thunderversary begins this May.
Samsung's newest phone generation, starting with the S20 Ultra, was heavily advertised as having excellent cameras with an impressively far zoom range. Particularly good at taking photos of the moon, one ad even showed a person using the S23U beside a telescope. However, by artificially blurring a tiny printed out picture of the moon and taking a picture of it to see the moon miraculously detailed and clear, a Redditor discovered and proved that the camera is actually using a neural network and machine learning to fill in details and textures on the moon that were never able to be captured by the camera in the first place. People are calling out Samsung for their misleading advertisements and omitting these details from their consumers.
This past Monday, on March 13th, President Biden and his administration addressed what they have done after both the Silicon Valley and Signature banks were shut down by bank regulators. Biden said Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe. Your deposits are safe. President Biden expressed that one of his big concerns was for the small businesses that operated their finances through these banks. Biden said small businesses across the country that deposit accounts at these banks can breathe easier, knowing they'll be able to pay their workers and pay their bills.
Is there something about society or the world that doesn't make much sense? Let's go to Lauren McAllister to learn some favorite conspiracy theories of Xavier students.
Hello, my name is Lauren McAllister, and I'm here with your question of the week. What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Hi, what is your name?
Blake Graber.
Blake, what is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Probably how the pyramids were built in Egypt. Just kind of wondering, what technology they used and how they did it. So, yeah.
I wonder the same thing. Thank you for sharing.
No problem. Thank you.
That we're living in a simulation.
I haven't thought about that one. Thank you for that.
My favorite conspiracy theory is that we all live in the Matrix or in a simulation and that the world that we know is not real.
I definitely feel like everything here is fake. Yeah. Dominic, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
The government actually controls the weather.
I think everyone in the government right now are reptilians except for maybe Bernie Sanders. Other than that, everyone else is like either a snake, alien, or some other thing. They are not human. Sorry, Obama.
Honestly, I can see that. They do look a little dry and scaly sometimes.
My favorite conspiracy theory would probably be Suge killed Tupac.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Mary, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Chapstick companies put little shards of glass in the chapstick, so you have to buy more chapstick.
Now you're making me think. Thank you for sharing.
The butterfly effect. Butterfly effect.
Why?
I just find it really interesting that one small thing can affect the rest of your life.
Thank you for sharing today. Hi, what's your name?
Trey Jackson.
Trey, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
That New York isn't a real place. New York is, I grew up close to there, so that's my home. So when people say, it's fake, I feel disrespected by that. So, yeah.
I feel that. Thank you for sharing.
Not only is it my favorite, but it's the one that is most true, and that birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. Can you?
Elaborate?
Yeah, elaborate.
I'd love to. I like to call them the SSS, or Sophisticated Surveillance Systems. There's no way, shape, or form that these little creatures with wings and beaks and beady eyes are actually flying creatures. There's just no way.
Huh.
All right, Anthony, is there a conspiracy theory that just intrigues you?
One I learned recently was that when Walt Disney died, his head was frozen, and so there are theories that his head was reused for cloning or in some other way, which I found kind of weird, but also interesting.
Cowless milk, cheese, and ice cream may be coming to a grocery store near you. Companies such as Perfect Day have begun production on dairy products without the use of cows through a process similar to brewing beer called precision fermentation. The dairy will be produced without cholesterol, lactose, growth hormones, or antibiotics. Not only will the precision dairy be beneficial to your health, it will also be beneficial to the environment. According to the World Economic Forum, cheese generates the third highest emission in agriculture after beef and lamb.
That's all from the news desk.
We'll be right back with the Xavier Sports Report.
Everybody, my name is Paris Dennis and you're watching the Sports Report. As always, let's get started with professional sports right here in the Tri-State. The Cincinnati Reds continue to grind out spring training in preparation for their 2023 season. They are currently predicted to win 64 games this year, and opening day is just 2 weeks away. FC Cincinnati has had a fantastic start to the year. They currently stand third in the East with 2 wins and 1 draw. If you need something to do in Cincinnati this weekend, they play at TQL Stadium Saturday against the Chicago Fire at 8:30 p.m. Now let's get into campus sports. The track team is currently at the Blizzard Buster hosted by Miami, Ohio. The men's tennis team takes on Villanova today and Temple tomorrow. Both are on the road. A rocky 7-9 record to start the season for the baseball team, and they look to turn things around against Wofford this weekend. And men's golf heads down to Eastern Kentucky to take place in the Colonel Shootout. Last but not least, the men's basketball team is a 3 seed in March Madness and are currently playing. Well, that's a wrap on the Sports Report this week. Let's go X.